off.
And speaking of disappointments, I watched Luke Cage season 2.
Okay, that's what I was. This is what I wanted. This is
Can I ask you
the light touching I wanted to like understand, because that's been the thing. I've seen a very divisive, because IGN came out and 1-2 punched it like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus. And then I saw another review that was like, this like completely gets over the sophomore slump of Netflix superhero movies. And I'm like, wait, what is going? Who's right? I was like, man, I gotta watch it. Yeah.
Because I've been hesitant to watch this season because I thought the best character in the whole show was Cottonmouth.
Okay.
A
lot of people, I've seen it on Twitter. A lot of people said, "Just like, oh, I stopped watching after Cottonmouth."
But he helped. For me, he held that show together. It's kind of like watching Daredevil. The dude that plays the Kingpin, he makes me want to watch the show.
He's good
because they're the people to me that steal the show and like help really progress, or like the heart and soul of those shows.
Yeah.
So this one, I was like, I don't know Misty like that. Maybe her acting chops is like, she steals the show in some way. I don't know, but I've been really hesitant because I was like, if Cottonmouth's not going to be in there, Luke Cage didn't do enough as Luke Cage to make me want to watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. He had, like you said, the supporting stuff around him always helps.
Yeah. His most memorable thing was making coffee. Now, iffy, because if you
that
like,
got thrown out.
And then Sweet Christmas. Those are the only two things. Like, I can't ask people to go to coffee because now what are you really asking for?
Yeah.
And I ran into that situation with the lady one time. It was like, wait, what are we talking about here?
He said,
are we talking about like real coffee, like Starbucks, or
he said, damn it,
nightcap?
That joke was made a couple times in the second season.
Makes sense. How was Misty's arm?
What?
I said, how was Misty's arm? Did that?
It was.
Here, I'll throw these out, and I'll ask you this: Misty's arm, did it hurt or help the overall rating?
It didn't. I don't. It really didn't matter.
Okay.
Did Misty steal any scenes?
Did she steal any scenes?
It would make this like 26 questions.
She felt very. Honestly, she seemed a little handicapped compared to. No pun intended. No pun intended. I walked right into that. I walked right into that.
That was perfect.
That was perfect.
Wow.
That was excellent.
I walked right into that.
Next question. Fire next question.
How does the appearance of Iron Fist help or hurt the overall plot?
I never thought I would be glad to see that nigga.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Oh.
What?
Wow. Okay.
He was actually
Woo,
good?
Okay.
That's my question.
That gives me a clear idea of where this
because
because if you're looking forward for Iron Fist to show up, God,
that's what episode 50 what made me come back.
Yeah.
I came back specifically to shit on Iron Fist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he came. Yeah, 50 episodes ago, Webb was like, "All right, hold on."
You did come out the woodwork.
Where's the microphone at?
I'm about to mess that shit up.
I came back specifically. It's like, no, this cannot go unpunished.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for him to show up, I was like, finally, something is about to happen. I thought we were going to I thought this was going to transition into, okay, this was Luke Cage, and now this is Heroes for Hire for the rest of the show.
Okay.
No. It was just the one episode.
Oh, damn. That sucks.
And
damn it.
It was good to see, like, their chemistry's getting better.
Okay. That's good.
As far as I don't know, it still comes across a little wooden.
Okay.
I feel like don't take this might sound weird, but I really want the chemistry that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones have to be like by times 10 with Luke Cage and Danny.
Yeah, right.
It makes sense because they're
supposed to.
They're supposed to be buddy.
They're supposed to be, yeah.
Like, Heroes for Hire.
They're supposed to be, they're supposed to be on that that
I want to say Batman and Robin, but no, like
think of a good
Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, that's a very good. Yeah, that's a good.
It's supposed to be Well, I mean, before it went bad.
Yeah, okay, not that. Yeah,
Jordan and Pippen, LeBron and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well,
that's a good
you got to throw Bosch in there too.
No, for the Friends thing though, specifically them two.
Yeah, okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, this so seeing that, it was like, okay, hey, I perked up a little because like it's 13 episodes. They've got to do something else.
See, they gotta. I don't understand why they don't shave them down to 10.
Or 10 might. Well, see, even 10 felt too long.
Really,
it was like this was a chore.
They needed a Kanye West.
So you got
7?
like 3 or 4 episodes.
They should have did a Kanye season. Yeah.
So you got like 3 or 4 episodes. That
or what
just,
they should have done.
Too much.
Or what they could have done if you're going to go through the route of 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Have multiple story arcs.
I like that. I would like that because here's the thing about a lot. You can't. One of the things that I think would be interesting because it's one of the things that happen a lot, especially in the comic books, especially with characters on this scale. Mm-hmm. Because we're talking about, like, not to disparage any of, like, Luke Cage or the Heroes for Hire or anything, but they're not really dealing with global things like Iron Man and Thor or, like, intergalactic things like that.
Right.
So the thing that was always nice about the comic books is they would have all these fucking little asshole enemies that would just come out and like ha ha ha, like poke poke poke, and then they would have to fight them off and like next week on what fight them off and like deal with these different things, and they could easily take advantage of that because they're not having to deal with these intergalactic scale problems. They're having to protect their
specific people, like individuals.
Yeah.
You actually get to see these people rather than just watching them scurry off in action scenes and stuff like that in the movies.
So like have specific, like more focused, like different story arcs.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with Luke Cage. Like with Luke Cage, it's just like with Superman. The best Superman stories is not that he can do everything.
Yeah.
It's just that he can't save everyone.
Yeah, right.
It's the best thing about Superman is that he's still, despite all of his powers, there's only so much he can do in such a short amount of time. There's only so much he can do. He can't make someone change their mind about something. Right. He can't, or he can probably talk. He can use his words more than his fists, or he use his brain more than his fists.
Right.
And it's just like where it tests him to do more than just leap tall buildings in a single bound or be bulletproof.
Right.
It's just like show him overcome some type of adversity.
Right.
Like something that he can solve or can't solve, and just kind of go from there. And like with Luke Cage, it felt like a lot of the identity from season 1 is missing in this.
Okay. Like the kind of tone.
The tone, like the blaxploitation film that just happens to be a superhero. Show.
That's what it was.
That's gone from this.
That sucks.
It doesn't. It just
sucks.
It doesn't.
That was the main thing. Like they even had to bleed. They even had.
No. That was like that's the point. That was the thing about Luke Cage. It just kind of came across like him in and of itself, him being from that era.
Yeah.
And just kind of like caring about himself, like the cinematography,
absolutely,
the art direction, the music,
that was a big
like
thing.
the fucking like soundtrack to that season.
Because like they had to even like when that was one of the coolest parts about the original when they did Defenders was when they would switch between them before they got together. Like the music would change, the color color correction would change, the cinematography. Like it was like you had 4 different like teams.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure you probably did. Or you had them, like, at least, like, people from their individual ones. Like, okay, you're on this team handling principal photography for Luke Cage until they get together. You're handling Daredevils. You're handling Jessica Jones. You're handling Iron Fist. Like, those are your beats, and we've got to shoot all these pieces.
Right.
And they're going to have their own color corrector. They're going to have their own DP. They're going to have their own director. Like, until then, they'll bring them together, and then we'll mesh those styles together. But when they're separate, they are their fucking own characters, and it bleeds into everything around them.
Yeah.
Not just them.
Yeah. So even like the music was kind of disappointing in this one.
That sucks.
Yeah, and that was like that was
the
heart. That was the heart of season 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for you to sit there,
like Jadena's performances,
and like some. There's nothing to knock against those artists that did perform.
Okay, yeah.
For those shows, it was so weird. It felt heartless the way they threw those performances in there.
Okay,
it was kind of like hey, let's kill some time. Coming up next on stage is blah 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 blah.
Right, yeah.
It was like a fucking Saturday Night Live. It was just so disconnected from anything that was going on.
It's like skit.
It felt like that.
It's like skit, and then all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, fucking the White Stripes. You're like, okay.
Something along, it felt like that.
It was weird. Okay.
It just felt so disjointed as far as like the music not really connecting with the show like it should.
Right.
Now, heroes are only as good as their villains.
Yes.
So with Black Mariah, I'm tired of her.
Okay.
And for her to be like this villain from the beginning, of season 2 all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And even still, especially after the stuff that transpires, even to still kind of have something involving season 3, it's just like, okay, no, come on.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
She's not even like Lex Luthor though. She's just like, it's just like, get her out. Get her out of here.
Yeah, we don't need
There was a secondary villain.
Okay. Yeah.
Called the Bushmaster.
Yeah, the Bushmaster. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed his performance.
Okay.
I actually enjoyed him as a secondary bad guy who, surprise, surprise, has powers very similar to Luke Cage.
Right.
But rather than just boxing, he knows capoeira.
Okay, that's what
So
I
he
thought.
makes for a more visually pleasing, like cinematic style.
Absolutely.
When it comes to fighting,
Yeah.
like they were actually able to just let loose, like with him,
That's
especially when he was fighting some henchmen and like killing them, and then like when it came to fighting Luke Cage, first and foremost, like you could tell they were having fun.
Yeah.
Showing him fight,
That's good.
and
It reminds me of like for instance in like Ip Man 3. When Ip Man has to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
There's like two very, very distinct styles.
Yeah.
And two very different, levels, power levels, whole 9 yards. And seeing that fight was awesome.
Yeah.
Because like you would transition from seeing like the kind of like quick elegance of Ip Man and then all the brutal fucking just raw power of Mike Tyson.
And they were building him up too throughout the movie as well.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Mike Tyson just sit there and show like, one punch, sit there and knock the dude clear out the
like he
ring or whatever that thing platform it was. He was on.
Right. Like you will get fucked up. Like he could kill you.
Yeah. And so it was just kind of, and then like that time limit that they gave in that fight in Ip Man 3 was dope as well. It just kind of added like an extra sense of
urgency
suspense
and
to
stuff.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But back to Luke Cage.
I was about to chime in. I was like, never mind.
I liked season 2 of Daredevil more than this.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked
I liked season 2 of Daredevil.
I think I liked season 2 of Jessica Jones more than this.
Okay. That was the one I was wondering because that was the low one. As far as season 2 goes.
This is your bottom of bottoms?
This is my bottom of bottoms.
Season 2's wise.
No, like the entire series because
I'm saying out of all the season 2s.
Out of all the season 2s, yes.
Seasons,
okay.
That's what I mean.
But those seasons just happen to kind of be lower anyway.
Right.
It just barely beats Iron Fist season 1.
Okay.
Barely.
Okay.
Barely.
Man. Yeah, Iron Fist doesn't have anywhere to go with that.
Yeah.
I got a question.
If they get worse.
We've been talking about this, and I'm trying to remember what show it was.
Okay.
I just recently watched some show. I can't think of the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the villain was like trying to make some like super serum, and he killed his dad by like bear hugging him. He was like albino.
Oh.
This is a movie? Black Lightning?
There we go.
That's yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was like, what the hell
like
did
Tobias
I watch?
Whale? Okay, yeah.
I just finished Black Lightning.
Okay. Nice.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up. Watch Black Lightning. Do not watch the second season of Luke Cage.
Right. Okay.
I really enjoyed Black Lightning.
Or
I was surprised.
That's what a lot of people say.
if you still need to support black shows, watch Luke Cage and immediately watch Black Lightning.
And then it'll further elevate Black Lightning.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Black Lightning, I was on the fence on because I almost didn't make it through the season.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually my Black Lightning is actually has so far been my favorite CW superhero show at this moment.
Nice.
Because like these previous seasons, like this last season of Flash.
Yeah, I heard the Flash is going.
It was bad.
Yeah, I heard the Flash is doing.
It was bad, and with Arrow, it was hard for me to keep up with it because they moved the time slot, and like it's Shonda night.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah.
Not for me. It's like, right, yeah. I'm not watching Shonda, but
it's okay if you watch Shonda, man.
But
okay.
She's watching the big TV with Shonda, and I'm not trying to go in the bedroom to watch Yeah.
Sitting
to
on the
watch
bed
Arrow.
like a 3-year-old watching. I was like watching.
The only time I'm
Black
watching it if I'm
Lightning.
going to sleep. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Did y'all ever rank Black Lightning?
I think we did because
I feel like I remember
Okay.
doing that a
because
little.
I remember the only
Then-
thing I said that initially almost kept me off of it is I don't like it. I hate his suit.
Okay.
I
remember
wish
that.
his suit looked different. I wish any design, but I know that's what his suit. Damn it.
Have y'all seen Lost in Space?
That's what his suit looks
The new
like.
one?
Not
I
yet.
started watching it.
I don't plan to.
So far, I like the way it started.
Well,
I used to like the old one, so it's
if
interesting.
you finish, let me know because I already finished that one.
Okay.
And anybody watch Westworld?
I hit the shit on my microphone. I haven't watched the newest season.
Gosh,
Yeah, so I still gotta watch it.
everybody dies.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Pretty much like the first season.
No sense of beings for anybody.
That's
all right.
fine. That works.
Goku comes in, spirit
that.
bombs the whole cast.
That works for me.
You're welcome.
Oh God. Oh, okay. So Luke Cage. Now, here's the thing. I remember distinctly having this feeling of Netflix can do no wrong with these. When we first started getting like Daredevil and stuff, I'm like, we are getting amazing, high quality superhero shows, live action shows from Netflix,
Yeah.
and something's going awry. like something I don't know, it seems to be a lot of it on holding with themes and writing consistency type things. As far as quality, the quality that Netflix quality I think is still there, but it seems like there's, I don't want to say like shortcuts, but there's things that made the ones we love are kind of taking a back seat to just kind of getting it done type thing.
Man, I don't know, because it kind of started going downhill once season 2 of Daredevil hit.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Season 2 came out before or after Jessica Jones?
Before or after Jessica Jones 1 or 2?
Yeah, before or after Jessica Jones 1, the first season.
Ooh, God, was that after?
It was like a weird little transition time because
That would have been after. Pretty sure.
okay.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that was after. Was it after?
I mean, I
I'm
could
pretty
probably look
sure,
it up,
I'm
but
pretty sure it was after. It doesn't sound right to be before.
yeah. Well, I mean, you might
Season 1
You-
of Jessica. I'm
okay,
pretty
because
sure
I think it was
after.
later in the year.
Yeah.
she was second up, and then Luke Cage was third.
Yeah.
and then season 2 came up.
Of Jessica?
No, season 2 of Daredevil, and then Iron Fist.
That makes sense.
As far as like the whole deal with the hand, probably, but
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah. Honestly, once Iron Fist came about, it just kind of seemed, it just kind of felt like it was like it took a huge dip.
Yeah, it did. It
Took a huge dip.
And I mean, they've got to start working their way back up. I don't know what that means. We obviously haven't heard anything announced yet as far as like what we're gonna get, as far as like a season 2 of Defenders, where that's going. But they've got to do something.
Yeah. Oh, with Danny also in season 2 of Luke Cage, he was a lot less bratty,
Okay, good.
so that helped.
That's good.
And Luke Cage is like, I didn't ask for these powers type dilemma that he kept going through from the first season.
Still there?
He's still doing that.
Yeah, that's a theme that has a shelf life. And a lot of times,
And honestly, it's too cliche. It's starting to get real cliche. It's just
Yeah,
like
it is.
overly. It's like overdone. It feels like.
it is, but even when it's utilized, if it's something that if you're writing something like this and you feel it's necessary, it can't stick around too long.
Right.
Because it gets either corrected or proven futile pretty quickly a lot of times, normally by either supporting characters or events, etc. Like normally it's like, no dude, here's why X, Y, and Z, or no, here's why you're helping people X, Y, and Z, no, here's this, that, and the other, here's how this is a good thing. Usually that once you solve at least one problem, especially a major issue, usually that, like, you can't fucking sit on that anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't bring it back.
Especially with Pops from season 1.
Yes.
Like always forward always.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a theme.
That was his That wasn't used not once, with the exception of an in memoriam for Reggie Cathy.
Okay.
At the very last episode
of this season.
They ended it quiet and showed Reggie's face. In memoriam, Reggie Cathy, always forward, always.
Okay.
And I was touching.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It was good. It was a good look for throw that in there. But if you remembered that quote,
yeah,
why did you not throw that in there at all? And it's like that's kind of where I feel like it just seems like it's heartless.
Yeah.
Season 2 is heartless compared to the first one.
Okay.
And, season 1, it did get a little tiresome after it felt like they stretched it a little longer than it needed to.
Which
like things kind of,
Netflix
like
thing.
once Diamondback came into play.
Yes.
But I hit that, it kind of hit that wall way sooner into the season. Like by episode 4 or 5.
He was like, what the hell?
I was like.
He said, all right.
Okay, so.
There's like 10 more of these? Like,
yeah.
Fucking Jesus.
I was like, I don't want to finish this.
Right.
Yeah. It was like the only reason I finished it is because I want to know, one.
Yeah.
And how is this going to play into the next seasons and podcast.
Right. Yeah. And see, the thing is with Luke Cage in particular, because this is kind of the way at least the way they're stylizing the show.
Yeah.
Is he has, as equal as he has literal, physical antagonists, a lot of times he has a lot of social antagonists. Cottonmouth being the social antagonist because he could snap Cottonmouth in half if he wanted to, really. And then the physical antagonist, of course, is Diamondback.
Yeah.
Like him being the one with the powers. In this one, the social antagonist, of course, is still, even though in season 1 we really had 2 social antagonists, including Mariah. And then in this one, in 2, we have the physical antagonist being
Bushmaster.
Yeah, I like that, but I feel like I wish there were more. If you could do like social antagonists and then do like multiple, like
and there were also some parallels regarding Black Man in a Hoodie being looked at as a threat from outside world as far as
that was a big
like
thing in the first season.
Black Man is like, oh, hold on now,
yeah, that was a big thing.
This wasn't even trying to be. It had no kind of commentary to it.
Really?
It was just kind of like, hey, it's Luke Cage, and then like, let's throw a combine with him. Let's put Jameel Hill and was it Michael Scott? From back when it used to be called the Six.
Yeah.
And that joke it was like, hey, we're gonna post this on the Six, and I was like,
or the his and hers thing.
Yeah. That show ended like. It was like last month?
Yeah.
Or prior to this episode
because they had his and hers, and then they went to the Six.
Yeah.
And then they got taken over by, I guess their slot went to Bomani and Pablo.
Okay, yeah. So, and then for them, it's like, oh, we're going to put this on the Six. So I was like, oh, this was clearly recorded. Though. Like,
right. You're like, oh, this was shot early.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, let me, and then, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah from Nike. Let's say we set up a deal with you or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, at the end of the season, there was no kind of follow-up to that.
That's so silly. Good Lord. Okay.
All of his money problems would have been solved right there. And it was like, oh, okay, this is a nice little twist on Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
No follow-through with that.
Yeah, just let's throw it in there. Dang it, man. Yeah, they've got to do
and
something.
Even then, that was kind of like, well, doesn't that kind of conflict? Because he's technically performance enhanced.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's like super. Like, I mean, he.
And I was like, well, how's that deal gonna work? Hey kids, jump into a vat of chemicals,
right? Yeah,
and be like me.
Be crazy strong. You can run through anybody. Yeah, now they're gonna have to figure something out as far as fixing this whole thing. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward, but yeah, it's getting to the point. And that was the thing, like going into it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Season 2 of Luke Cage is coming out. I need to watch that. And then I saw the reviews and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what? And then the thing was, even when I saw that first trailer, I was like,
Oh, did you see on the timeline where somebody's like, oh, this is when I knew I needed to turn Luke Cage off, is when they showed him dabbing.
Oh, he did. Oh God, no.
He dabbed.
He dabbed?
He dabbed. He looked really awkward with it, and like Luke Cage is supposed to be like kind of have a little bit of a corny side to him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like
hell,
old
Sweet
school.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But
he's like an old head.
Yeah. And it was kind of like one of the like old head trying to do something like the kids are doing, and then like
oh Jesus.
It's like, no, this ain't it.
But did he do the shoot dance? The shoot?
That would be good for him.
No, that'll be watch that be next season.
Right, yeah, exactly.
When it's done
Christmas.
with.
Yeah,
when it's done with.
They got that, like, they're on life support. He's just sitting there doing every fucking social thing.
As he wins a battle,
he's like,
he does his victory dance. Shoot.
Yeah, dab, dab, shoot.
The worst thing he could have did was he wouldn't do it. Nah, Luke Cage doing the nay-nay. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's like, I'm mad I thought of that.
Wow.
I'm mad I thought of that. I would have had to. I'd have to get rid of my Netflix membership off of that.
So that's what it would take for Webb to quit Netflix.
Canceling.
Luke Cage doing the nay.
I bow out. I'm out. I'm done. But yeah. So, interesting.
I talked a little bit longer on that than I expected.
That was
exactly
exactly what I wanted, because I think that'll help people make the decision and be informed going into this season.
I just enjoy
going
asking
forward.
the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's always
rapid fire.
Because like I said, I've been keeping up with everything, so I know a few little tidbits of things, but I also seeing the kind of like different opinions from different outlets reviewing it. It's been interesting to see like one outlet like Luke Cage is season 2 got over the sophomore slump, and I was like, well, if you like, what the fuck? And then I see IGN come out the gate with a 4.5. Which is like
out of 10.
Yeah, out of 10, which is like bad on their scale.
I could agree with that.
Which I'm like, whew, like that.
Less than average.
Like when you see that, especially compared to the first, which that was a very interesting thing because they put up all the rankings of all the like Daredevil, Jessica Jones shows.
Yeah, Netflix MCU.
And it's funny, season 1s are like 8s and 9s.
Yeah.
And then season 2, and then like, of course, Iron Fist are like 5s and I'm like 6s. I'm like, oh God, man.
Yeah. Speaking of, I forgot to mention, like when I said that Misty Knight felt handicapped this season, she wasn't. Shut up.
So funny though.
You keep bringing it back, sir.
She wasn't the only one.
Okay.
She wasn't the only one.
Yeah, right. I was in the garden, but I wasn't the only
Misty
one.
Knight, Shades.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about those Shades.
A cameo from Turk.
Oh, nice.
All of those, like, just are nothing compared to the first season.
Okay.
All 3 of these characters were just like,
just barely.
Were just shells of themselves.
That sucks because like you could have did some crazy shit with Misty having a fucking augmented arm now.
And they lightly touched on it.
Yeah.
She got it's super strong.
Yeah.
It's a super strong arm.
Yeah.
She can now fight with Luke Cage now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, she can actually just fight now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
did she get that arm from Stark? Is this Stark Industries' arm? Okay.
No.
Okay.
She got it from Danny.
What?
Colleen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Colleen's been teaching her how to fight. Claire has been teaching her rehab.
Right.
And so all 3 of them are connected, and hopefully they will do that little, like the night nurse slash.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
okay,
big things are possibly in the way or coming through for
so
her.
So much, like you could do so much.
You
stuff
could have
with this with all. Yeah.
And she could have had her own little blaxploitation moment as well.
Absolutely.
But this is, man. Okay, can we move on from this? This is...
All right. With that being said, we will move on. So let us know when you guys check out. If you guys check out season 2 of Netflix,
On the topic of reviews,
Luke Cage, let us know what you think of.
On the topic of reviews, what have you listened to?
Man,